I'm always going to remember the Christmas when I was 6 years old. Now, I grew up in Winslow, Arizona. I know you're excited. It was great. Winslow got very cold in the wintertime. We had a lot of wind and it was cold, but seldom any snow. But that Christmas, I just, for some reason, decided that what I wanted most of all in the world was snow. Well, I told my mom I wanted snow, and she said, honey, don't plan on that. It's not going to happen. Well, the day after Thanksgiving was the Winslow Christmas Parade. Now, this is a big thing in Winslow, Arizona.
Oh, absolutely. I'm from Coolidge. I understand that.
And people would come from the whole state. Sometimes people came from out of state to be in the parade and just to participate watching it.
Oh, my goodness.
When the floats went by and things, everybody cheered and waved, and the float people threw out candy. It was very joyous. It was noisy. It was happy. Everybody participated. It was really great. And on the way home from that, we met some friends, and they asked me, they said, well, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, all I want is snow. And they gave my parents this look. And they said, honey, don't plan on that. We don't have snow here. I mean, you'd have thought we lived in, Florida or something. But that's what happened. Then, as time went on, my mom took us shopping. Now, when I was a child, Mother would give us the talk before we went into any store. It involved our mouths being shut and our hands being in our pockets. I should have worn pockets, huh? Anyway, and we were not allowed to touch anything. We were not allowed to ask for anything. We were allowed to look and make pleasant comments. And it must have worked, because every time we went into stores, people would come up to my mom and they'd say, these are the best kids we have ever seen. Well, we were just glowing little angels who knew about death when we got home. So it was great. And this one lady, after telling my mom how great we were, she leaned over and she said, what do you guys want for Christmas? Well, my brother said, I want a wet twuck or a green twuck. And I said, all I want is snow. And she said, honey, don't plan on that. We don't get snow in Winslow. Very rarely do we have snow. And it's not going to snow this Christmas. But I hoped for snow. Well, it was time to get the Christmas tree. My mom sent my dad and me and my little brother. And my little brother was 3. The baby had to stay home with Mom. So we went, and Mom gave Dad the look. She said, Rex, we have a small living room. Don't go crazy. So we went to the Christmas tree lot, the Boy Scout Christmas tree lot. And there were all of these Christmas trees, and the smell could almost make you dizzy. It was so aromatic and sweet. It was wonderful smelling those pine trees. And we walked around. Dad told us, don't run through the trees because only saps do that. We didn't understand that at the time, but we didn't run through the trees, and we had our hands in our pockets anyway. Well, when Dad finally chose a tree, which seemed imposing, the guy was helping put it on the top of our car, and the guy looked over at me and he said, so kid, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, all I want is snow. And he said, right. And there was a little bit of snow on some of the trees that they had trucked in, and he reached up and grabbed a little drippy glop of it, and he grabbed my hand, he slapped it in there, he goes, there you go, kid, that's the only snow you're getting this Christmas. That wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Really?
But I still waited for snow. My mom took my little brother shopping while I was in school. So while I was busily making a gift for Mom in school, Mom was taking my brother to get Dad's gift. Mom stressed very many times and very pointedly, do not tell Dad what's in this package. Don't tell Dad what we got him for Christmas. This is a big secret, don't tell. My poor little brother was so stressed over this big responsibility that when Dad walked in the door from work, he said, Dad, I'm not going to tell you there's shirts in that box. And we've laughed about that ever since. And still, I waited for snow. We did all the preparations for Christmas. Mom shopped, brought lots of food. We were ready for that great feast, the great day. And every day, I wanted snow even more. I hoped for snow. I wished for snow. I prayed for snow. And I waited for snow. Finally, we got to Christmas Eve. We had our baths. We hung up our stockings. We had our little footed PJs on. And I went one last time to look out the door of the back of our house. And it was a door that had a big window in it. And so I pulled a little stool over and I climbed up on it and I looked out. And there was in our backyard a very straight, tall tree that lost all the leaves in the wintertime. It was very bare. And as I looked out there at the barren landscape of our backyard, I noticed something falling. And there were more and more and more of them. And I realized it was snow. My little brother climbed up next to me and we looked out the window and we wiped away the steam so that we could see. And it just continued to fall heavier and heavier. Now, I had thought all along that when snow fell, I would jump up and down for joy. I would be so excited. I would run around and shout. But I didn't. I stood there in awe because I got a gift that was more important than the snow. Because you see, I realized that even a child can have our prayers answered. I didn't know that until then because it wasn't important in the scheme of the whole world that I get snow for Christmas. But God saw me and blessed me, and I knew that. And that was the answer to my Christmas wish.